2022. It's a holiday, the holiday edition of our show as we continue with our Beginning the Year Right series. And the final day in the series. Yeah, the Beginning the Year Right from 4 p.m. at the Echo. And so the kind I can share in health. And mind you, sir, before we began this year, sir, there are some areas of our lives I was saying in 2022 you review and on form the basis of Beginning the Year Right series this year, and it informed the choice of speakers. In a kind say the 6 areas of our life I share a review this year: a spiritual growth and progress, mental transformation, health, financial progress, our purpose and our destiny, and our relationships. And so far, Sawobesha, Dr. Michael Bwedi Nyamichabekai home yeshe yen spiritual growth and progress. And in fact, he took time to speak about attitude in line with mental transformation. Yenya Dr. Richmond Kwame Frimpong so by on Zuni Bekasa Efa, a new year or a new you, and he spoke at length about our purpose and destiny, and of course also touched briefly on mental transformation, changing your attitude, changing your outlook, changing your mindset to know, sir, if this year will be different, the most important factor is the you factor. Enra speakers Amos, Kevin, and an any Kasafa relationships in the one other area of our lives I reviewed this year. So we spoke at length on relationships, and basically the focus was on building lasting relationships, things to watch. In the end, only 14 things I was here in 14, and more mutie, if you followed, you probably would have heard all the 14 Amos, Kevin, and an Eche, and he did exceptionally well. Omaye who say, as part of the things I was say you watch out for, if we want to build lasting relationships: immaturity, impatience, impotency, intrusion, ingratitude, infidelity, inconsistency, insolvency, insecurity, insincerity, impunity, intimacy, flexibility, and incivility. In the number 14 win enra or jebre any ekomu, in line with that very, very essential area of our lives: relationships, the people around you. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. The other speaker enra was Paul Mante. Paul Mante, managing director of EDC Investment Limited. On Kasafa, financial progress in 2022, the do's and the don'ts. And on the show, they launched the operation 1 million Ghana cedis. And we will expressing interest. And we are hoping, sir, you will not just be hearers of the word, but doers. In the Nyomana Wakasa Obeyeno, go ahead and do them. Very, very, very important. And you see a day, the final area of our life was a review in 2022, which is health. And one of the things they inform me in adding this to the areas we have to review, and they say, in recent times, number 1, the number of young people are number alarming, because and they obituary notices now 32. 40, 25, and ubekom any a doctor for bedin komono, a high blood pressure, cholesterol, kidney failure, ebimo liver, and shadam function ye diabetes, jaundice. Sanyarwe ninyina doctors neka say they are all lifestyle diseases. How are you didi? How are you da? How are you tenase? Stress. I was so and Dr. Clement Dapalon, or a medical herbalist, trained at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Or yeah, Juma Royal Natural Clinic. He will join. Last year he was here. And move brina any Jane in church and papa oba. The person who say, how do we make our food? Adriani ayedi. E kwa me yebefa so me yaduane aye yadru. Na yadru nso aye yaduane. And obe train nuane e wo se wudi. If you want to check your cholesterol level, if you want to check your BP, if you want your liver, your kidney to function very well, if you want to fight diabetes, jaundice, and sa nyoma ni nyina no. Nyoma ema nan say young men ewu bebre no. Nnuane ben de wo se yedi. Obe train ni nyina, and he is quite thorough. Ope obi a wa ben pa oba book bia na nimba anything obema on the botanical name. Actually, he's solid. In the end no. Ema fidie na he ya ne nyina yensua de nneoma yebedi ama yapomodin in 2022 because it doesn't matter the plan you have, it doesn't matter the money you have, it doesn't matter the ideas you have. So wontiasia your ideas will come to naught. Inti everything you plan doing in 2022 should be built on good health and well-being. Inti na this discussion and then absolutely important. But before that, then some akoso ye me was say hwe ne di ho nkomo ba ko nra ye de bremo mobile sim card re-registration and nsema aba wo ho queues abobo aba nra any other media houses advocacy course na ma some changes eba and ye bedi ho nkomo. And Enraya Kain said, until we see something dignifying, young Kosa Sanko Funko Guim, all in the name of someone re-register on SIM card, which makes absolutely no sense. I will see something more dignifying. Now, Telecos no, any NCA, Ministry of Communications, and BB, and the Telecoms Chamber as well. And what's happening? Yabema Munyana Mwehu. If you've been on social media, there's a story making rounds about the Ghana Airport Company. Say, Ghana Airport Company, eto, your friend is saying, Christmas tree. And now, I'm see here Terminal 3. And I mean, it's a Terminal 2 there. But I no generate a huge discussion. And the fact that nipa invoice a company issue and woni dimu and ade akwakwa ensem bebre and ye become the man who first broke this news on social media will join us near no edi ho and come and then we'll see if we can get you reactions. Unim say good and penny for tag in penny for new mo ekeka ho no Ekosiisen Ministry of Finance efa benchmark value a buying a withdraw no eho. Okay, the benchmark value reduction buying a reverse no. Yate say implementation and there was anka say I think 3 days ago no. Abaya twa kwa enim kakra. But what were the other resolutions following from that meeting? Yeni good campaign for bedi ho nkomo. In the end we have a rather interesting show for you this holiday. And then so a Constitution Day. Constitution Day. And also exactly 1 year since Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was sworn into office to begin his second term. Into 1 year of the second term of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Ene. How has this 1 year been for you? And to share your thoughts with us. Or share your Facebook, or share your Twitter, or share your Instagram, and a YouTube. Please. Share your thoughts with us now. 1 year into the second term of Nana Addo, Nioma to say ena amount. Have your expectations been met? Have you seen very good signs? And Nioma be and that's all free say Nioma aji egu. Let's know your thought. Na yenshe intimate. It was 1 year of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's second term. Ekosiisen saying on a holiday. And a holiday, we're taking it cool and easy. But let's hear from you. Mame na yabua for na se yewo UPI formerly na omo ye Uniat Practical Institute. Your Provident Insurance. Also with Provident, man, you are covered. Agbeve Herbal Center, Willet Properties. I'm going to buy me the sound of our time, Ebremo. And after me hear some segment, then so Edu Motors, Obapa Product, EcoBank Ghana, Awake Purified Drinking Water, Rockstars Roofing Systems. Omunyina eboye ne yede me hear some segment no ebremo. Ye interviews aye on this show, they on phone, they are no live in studio. And also no Chop Shop, Ghana's good food place, eboye DBS Roofing Papa Pafie, Hepa Plus Mixture, and a Concept Green Fertilizer. Amonso eboye. Your discussion segment no Weber call or say Weber We Care. Franco Trading Enterprise, phone Papa Fie, and a dependable herbal. I'm going to do a dumb malakio about Jasso. And you may queen a boy, my idea Ekosiisen Abremo. Young Kwahomanus including Kobo, members of the Communications Committee in Parliament, Air Kasa, Edifa, the Air Coso with the SIM card re-registration. Kaisa SIM cards in circulation. Our Ghana I about 43 million. In the SIM cards amount for register you could 43 million plus. In the re-registration we have to re-register ABR 43 million. ABA Fusaini. Na muwe na ati ABA no. ABA munima de crop. Alhaji. Chuma no ne Alhaji Bashiru Al Hassan no. Alhaji Bashiru Al Hassan Fusaini, or a member of Parliament for Sagnerugu constituency and ranking on the Communications Committee. Honorable, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Good afternoon.
Boss, it's an honor to be on your program, sir.
I hope you're doing well.
By the grace of the Almighty, this day when you are alive in a situation with the country price system today, you should thank the Almighty God.
Yeah, and a happy new year to you too.
Same to you, my brother, and same to all your listeners.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I believe from where you sit, as ranking on the Communications Committee, you followed keenly the issues surrounding the SIM card re-registration. What do you make of the complaint you've heard and the scenes you've witnessed across the length and breadth of the country? You think we could have managed this better?
Master, I wish I didn't have to say we told you so. Not too long ago, precisely this is just about 2 months, 1.5 to 2 months ago, members of the Communication Committee on our side had the opportunity to have a discussion on this following some concerns some members of the public had raised. And so, taking cognizance of those concerns and our own appraisal of the exercise that was just commenced, we had an engagement with the Honorable Minister for Communication, Honorable Otelawusi. And we sought to bring these concerns directly to our attention before doing a major press conference on this matter. And I can tell you, boss, that in our distance, we made it clear, first and foremost, that even the legal anchor on which this registration is done is very shaky. As we speak, you know, the current SIM cards that people have now have been legalized following the 2010 registration that did, which was on the law at that existing law at that time. Now to make a law now to say that all SIM cards that don't get re-registered after March, the end of March, will automatically be considered as being non-existent. In other words, if you don't register your SIM card, you register by that period, you will forfeit your SIM card. It's legally tenuous because you cannot make a legislation today to let it have retrospective effect that those who registered their SIM cards under existing law will be made to forgo their SIM card because they did so legally. And so you cannot make a law that takes it away. And so we raised that issue. But more critically, my brother, we raised the issue regarding the fact that the source document that is being used, the only source document in this respect, the Ghana card, had a number of challenges. I would say that, look, by the reckoning of the NIA itself, there were only 7 million Ghanaians who had the card. But even out of that, you will find out that the overwhelming majority of Ghanaians, and I'm happy that you made mention of that figure, that about 43 million SIM cards, including those of foreigners, of course, but the majority, of course, are Ghanaian. Some of whom are people who don't even have the Ghana card. And the NIA itself says that it is even seeking financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance so that it can open more offices in the district to be able to afford many people the opportunity to do the registration and acquire the Ghana card. So we indicated that why don't you open up the documentation, the source document, so that in addition to the Ghana card, people can use the passport, the birth certificate, voter ID card, driving license, so that opens a greater opportunity for as many people as possible to be able to patronize the exercise. Now, the minister sought to indicate to us that it was by law and LI 2111. But my brother, if we Section 7 that they are quoting, Section 7 only says that it shall be a main document. It doesn't say it is a sole document. So we thought to draw the distinction for the minister for the clarity of the issue. That the fact that it says that it's a main document by no means indicates that it should be the only document. So there is room for the ministry to open up and allow other source documents to be used, any identity documents that or have some semblance of credibility to be used along in this exercise, so that it can open up and speed up the registration process.
Yeah, but has the issue really been about the source document for identification? Because I realize that after you do the initial thing on your phone, that's where your Ghana card number will be required. Following from that, you would have to move to the office of the telco. And I think that's where the issue really is. So I don't get the feeling that the apprehension out there is about a source document for identification.
Can you imagine that if those who don't even have Ghana card, who form the majority, were able to even do this thing and congregate at the various places, there would have been total chaos. It's because many of them don't even have the card to even begin the inputting that we are talking about. I don't know whether you get my point.
Yes, I get you.
Many of them don't even have the card. And I told you that the figure given is just about 7 million. And we are talking about a population of 30 million Ghanaians. Okay, of course, if you take those who are 16 and above, you are talking about closer to about 80%. So you are talking about a figure where many millions of Ghanaians don't even have the card. And so if they were to have that card even as we speak now, I can tell you that those centers would have been totally inundated. And that is why we are indicating that in addition to the decongestion of the centers, by getting an appropriate app where people can do it at the convenience of their homes, on their phones, the ministry and in conjunction with the NIA must work to get more NIA centers set up so that more of the cards can be issued to Ghanaians. We are willing and ready to get the cards to facilitate the SIM registration properly. We do acknowledge that there may be some good reasons why, especially when you want to check fraud and some malfeasance and some criminality in respect of how some of those cards were used. Yes, but nevertheless, in doing so, we should be mindful of the fact that we shouldn't impose additional hardship on Ghanaians as we are doing. And that is why we went to see the minister to bring this to her attention. In the end, she acknowledged that, yes, we do have some good points, but that they will have to wait for the end of March when the process has elapsed for them to see whether they should renew it or not. But I don't think we need to get there in the first place. Because if it is clear that many people don't have it, why don't you just open up from the outset so that many people can patronize it? And if we can complete the exercise in good time, that would be better for us rather than wait for the end of the exercise for you to talk about extending the excise. I don't think that's the way out.
Okay, so I gather that there are two issues here. One is how do we now get more people to register by first acquiring the source document for identification, which is the Ghana card.
Exactly.
And number two is how do we deal with the congestion at the various registration centers? So so with the congestion, what do you reckon should be the way out?
Yeah, look, we are boasting of being integrated into the world of IT today. My brother, should it be rocket science for us to get a certain app that can people in the convenience of their homes can just ask where click to and get it? It should not be difficult. And I'm also saying that why the Ghana card, when you go, all your data is with the NIA. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
So you just need even somebody's identity number, and every detail will pop up. So can't we synchronize all this and just incorporate it in an app that people can do this at the convenience of their homes or their workplace? It should be easy in this day of technology. So why would the thousands of people have to congregate at the same place again to carry out this exercise when we could have done this with the latest technology that is available? And this technology is available.
But is it something you've suggested to the ministry and the agencies under the ministry?
Yes, we did. We did, and I think issues of cost and other things were coming. But you know, my brother, if you hold the vulture feet, you should not fear pieces again. Because clearly, when we want to do this, embark on such an exercise, cost is an integral part of it. Of course, nobody says that the cost should be ad infinitum, but it must be said that a certain optimum level of cost need to be incurred to facilitate the smooth success of the exercise. And so I think that if they apply the current levels of technology we have in the system, we should be able to deal with these things and avoid these hardships and difficulties we are imposing on people to congregate in large numbers, especially in this COVID era, where people have to go and congregate in large numbers again. This is a super spreader. It's a threat to the health of our people, in addition to the hardships we are imposing on them. And I think that's the manuals in this particular registration exercise, which I think the ministry must endeavor to do. In fact, the committee of which I'm ranking member, we intend to take up the matter when Parliament reviews to get the minister and the NIA and all the major stakeholders to come and let us all look at the way forward so that we reduce this hardship and ensure that the exercise succeeds.
So now, has it been made official that the deadline would be extended, or it's already been extended?
No, the minister indicated that they will wait until the deadline is exhausted. That is at the end of the March. They wait until the end of March, and then they will make a decision as to whether to extend or not. But we think that we should not get there. We can take these measures to facilitate the smooth implementation of the exercise even before we get there by doing some of these suggestions that I said at the level of the card, open up, make more identity documents available for people to use, and then let's apply our IT in this particular IT situation that we are, so that we can get the decongestions of those centers where people are congregating to complete the exercise.
Have you done your re-registration?
Even me, I have not done it. Because, like I said, I've tried it, and you get to the same distance, and you need to go to a center where this same crowding is there. And I don't think it's fair to go to a center like that where I even hear that sometimes people go there and stay overnight. There are people who go there at 10 p.m., sleep there to the following day before they are able to get access. And so for somebody to sleep there and then you come the next day and you want to come and jump there, I don't think that is a proper thing. So we are all still hanging out there.
But at least you've done the one on your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are left with...
The issue is then to go to the next step.
And
that is where the problems are.
Yeah.
And I think that we should. I have a Ghana card. But there are many people, I just acquired, even the Ghana card, my brother, I just acquired it. I acquired it not more than a month ago.
But why? When the NIA came to Parliament, weren't you around?
I'm sure you are aware at that time that politically we are taking a decision that we will not acquire the card until they were made available to the majority of our people. So I've never had a Ghana card until this time.
Very well. We'll come back to you if need be. Thank you so much for your time.
And thank you for the good work.
Yeah, thank you. The Honorable ABF Husseini, MP, Sagnerugu constituency, and the ranking on the Communications Committee in Ghana's Parliament. Ekosiisen Suni, Ehaya Sempa 94.7 FM. Fa so adwen kyerɛ ɛbrɛn na yɛnhwɛ entio. We say Obi, if care is not taken before we finish the re-registration of SIM cards, Ghana's COVID-19 cases will be very overwhelming and alarming because of the way people are crowded at the various offices of the Telecos across Ghana. The future is pregnant. That's his hashtag. Prince Henry Ewo Koforidia and or the way are praying. Okay, let me see. As a country, we need to find a prudent way of doing this registration or registrations of any sort. We need to queue for everything, including public toilet. Why? Honorable Hawa Kumsin Ba Ike, Edia or Dia Bray any. We say the telco should do something about this same registration because the frustration is just too much. They should allow mobile money vendors to do, to register people as well. That's the only way to reduce the queues. Esuoba ya ata kaswa. We say Obi, COVID-19 has not been fair to this government, but to box everything together, Ghanaians have enjoyed good leadership and Nanado in the first year of a second term. Okro Yabua, Ewo Breman Benin. And let's know what you make of the first year of the second term of Nanado. And exactly 1 year since he was sworn into office to begin his second term as president of our dear republic. With a happy birthday to Dr. Obrimpong Nana Kwejo Godfred Asare Nate. Dr. Obrimpong Nana Kwejo Godfred Asare Nate. May God bless him and grow, and may he grow in wisdom and good health as he turns 3 years today. Hey, now 3 years no yet doctor no. 3 years today from Daddy, Mommy, Coco and Nana Kwame. Coco and Nana Kwame. We have Honorable Ebenezer Nina Nate. Now Honorable Obano na 3 years. Friend the doctor. Hey, a big man. Wow. And happy birthday to you, Dr. Obrimpong Nana Kwejo Godfred Asare Nate. Happy birthday. With a happy Constitution Day to all Ghanaians, especially His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. May the good Lord bless our homeland, Ghana. Master Planner Junior, Ewa Kintampo. Honorable Sylvester Tete, Vice Chair of the Communications Committee in Ghana's Parliament. Honorable Akwabe Ekosiisen Suni.
Obi, Afishapa.
Afipapa nkometri na afisi say na botiano English ya manfo makwan nyina na ya amamo. Why?
You know na you.
Enye easy.
Unfinished business.
Yeah.
Obi, me dawase, me danyame ase e ma wo nkwa. Na unfortunately Christmas nyina Obi na from Omicron.
Oh,
na e de me da from.
Kafra.
Wow, share man to me and with Shimo.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. But nyame adom me ku efi mu afi.
Yeah, da nyame ase.
Nyame de me nkwa acheme. Na obi a wa share me status ya in the last 3 weeks. I was I've become an ambassador of COVID advocacy. Ewo my status na the idea. Obi mi danyame ase any adofo nyina my constituents with obi bia ase. It's not a pleasant situation to go through.
Wow.
Nti nyame di ho afofia na wo say opportunity bi obenya na oda nyame ase na oda adofo wo mo anya adaje to check up on you no oda wo mo ase. Nti me da obi bia ase. Me dia fi na me de mi bronya. Na me Obrimpong doctor Nina Nate, Minya Penny, Minya Kitwa, Beneza, Nina Nate, Niba, Mano, Awodapa. He's been prophetic and speaking into the realms of the spirit.
I can see that.
It's been prophetic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Presbyterian. Ebenezer, they also this often.
Oh, okay.
They obey this often.
And as a press before, more catechist and only catechist.
Or more lay preachers.
Lay preachers. And you wait to start as a lay preacher.
Yes. He's been a lay preacher for a very long time.
Domin's a lay preacher.
Any.
Oh yeah, Domin a lay preacher. Kaneshi Presby.
Any afa. Any afa. Ethiopia, me mobi bia afisiapa.
Afipa
a year today on the Ekosiisen of January. Now, okay, say now you swear president on the 7th.
Yes.
Yet now for about 17 hours. So that time, no, now by this time, no matter. No breath or breath. It took us His Excellency the President. Now, it carried me a lot of things.
Yeah, it's true.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. Yeah.
Papa, the first time 2022.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah.
Asempa.
Yeah.
And Obi, my main mama was my follow programs are my year since the brand have been for him. I've learned a lot of things.
Oh, but line I about CCA, me pacho.
Me say, my follow programs are my year. You were people for him.
Okay.
Very educative programs are my year. In Penninfa, who do I want to one bus studio? Me bomb my bus papa.
Yeah, that's it.
Amen. And I was so much inspired. Me walk when I'm taking note. I've been blessed, and I hope the country has a good future. Me name that say a caliber of people. I'm only one bus studio. Name yama amabu bosso education. Mo dia maye. Obi Bia went here the past week. I think by popular request, they should make it available to Ghanaians to buy the tapes and listen at their convenient time.
It's true.
Anybody Bia would number Obi. Time
wow.
And I commend you for a Juma Amaye the last week.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, Shramo.
Yeah, that's it. And also make a date. And the other crowd will blow your mind.
Wow.
Just make a date at 4 p.m. Now you're in Sheba. Where the Yamoni tell na what me say akotwa wadwuma so. The Ebiana or dem show when you're reading. Maybe you might not have seen some of the scenes who are the various officers of the Telecos. Ghana for acquire re-registration of almost SIM cards. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Obi, and my pay after I tested negative.
Okay.
It's covered. My pay abonting aqua and ra nami will chrome.
Okay.
I visited the Medina Zongo Junction. I'm in
Asempa FM.
Dear Ekoso, me call down Soma, me call Kaswa, and other places. And a pleasant thing to watch. And many Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Ochina, Mekwa Kostrano, Ne Disa and Komono. Nkomo way and Komo members of Parliament, members of the Committee of Communications. Yenine Disa and Komono. But one important thing and very refreshing comment, a minister here. Or say you have my word as members of this committee. That no Ghanaian will not get opportunity to get his or her SIM card re-registered. But Obi, mimi the American say no Ghanaian should go through the stress and the hassle.
Asempa FM.
Say obey re-register the SIM card. The importance of the SIM card re-registration is not lost on Ghanaians and for that matter, members of the committee. Yeah, those who call Akomo Ebisa Ahudo. It is obvious that Ghana need to share data. It's a deadline in bar. You see a mad rush. Babi, I'm not looking at the SIM card registration mad rational, but I'm looking at the NIA. Who call NIA across the country? Nipa abochenku because omupe NIA card no now more they call SIM card re-registration. The minister the telcos should have a strategy. Baby, nipa doors one to look out for people who are betting or temporary. Now, to me and render services are a bit Ghana for. For us at the committee, the Empire Bonnie said Ghana media should not, as a matter of fact, say obe contracting COVID because of year re-registration or obe go through this stress. And Minister Eswamaye and Obase on Telecos Kasani NCA we are working seriously at it. I've gone round, I've seen it, it's still going on. Me houseboy Okoye, me say I will not follow up. I want him to go through the process or buy a report on the president. It tells me say we need to do something about it. But let me say the deadline 31st December,
31st March
2022 no a board nipa do do na hu nti omu ko bochenku wo ho. It is true. Let's say when we get there, now there's a need for extension, we'll do that. In person, if I go now you're spreading COVID. And the idea I've become an ambassador of COVID advocacy. And Udruho now share nipa be about 500. It is not possible say one center can do about 500 people a day. Just go home. Say a year Druhoa will speak to the minister, and I know the minister has shown a lot of commitment. Say you may do an extension for the re-registration of the SIM cards. Let's say Telecos, Vodafone and MTN, the biggest players in the industry. A man will see temporary employment, high woman to assist them. But they are using their existing structures now. MYN. Sabi. We are making profit from a chair will say over 42 million Ghanaians.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Yeah, 32 million. We were 2, 3. To do the registration. And you'll be.
But my question will be, Honorable, and I say, at least Monomu will access to privileged information than we do. When the policy was conceived, say a register, in terms of its implementation, now. And was a Telecos na ne pekwanya on be re-registration na because clearly and Rana may hear some comparisons be to what the Electoral Commission did. EC register be 18 million Ghanaians in a little under 1 month. Na Electoral Commission set up over 20,000 registration centers across Ghana. So me share Telecos ni nyina wo ka mo offices nyina bomu a Minion say bedu 5,000 impo.
Not at all.
And there are 43 million SIM cards in circulation. Yeah. How were they supposed to register all of these without seeing Sayehu? What was the strategy behind Sadie Winina?
Obi, no credit say SIM cards are owned by telcos. To begin with.
A
very difficult say government will take over the re-registration. And the only thing you bet me and say telcos no bet me abo modern say they will expand their registration centers. So there are two different scenarios. And to share analysis that we a bet taking telcos a little more time to do the registration than what we are seeing. But a typical look, 30 registration we know. When them say NDC for now we say they don't even want to do Ghana card. Only Ghana card is why want to register. Until they came back say they want the Ghana card. Only Ghana card, no pressure, no air cost. But meaning say yes, 31st March 2022 is a deadline. Meaning say genuinely numbers now register meet the target now. Government or the ministry will make a determination for extension. And then the okay. Telecos, no, if you ask them, say they should expand the registration centers now, it become a cost to them. They are also looking at profit.
Profit.
They are looking at profit. And until my meeting with the minister, measure how we can share the cost of these telcos so that if you are temporary staff so to reduce the cost incur so that Ghanaians will have the respite of registering the market.
Yeah, but it's interesting if the telcos at this moment will be thinking about cost. Because the point is per the directive, no, where went to me and register by a certain deadline, no, you would lose your SIM card. And the more people lose their SIM cards, no, telcos no customer base na airdrop it. Why would they be thinking about cost at this time?
Obi, yes, they will lose the first. They will be first people to lose because of the subscribers who are going down.
It's so better. Mm-hmm.
But government subsequently will lose more because of taxation.
Okay.
So we are also interested, not to lose their customers. Imagine, say about 10 million Ghanaians have lost their SIM card. They can't make a call a day. It becomes a national security threat.
Mm-hmm.
We will not be looking at it, say, telcos will lose more customers. Maybe government stands to lose more than the telcos.
I get you. I get that point. We'll see by Monday if it's an improvement be about the various
improvement because the more I behind the scenes, no, I'm extremely confident that improvement Ghana for
Yate honorable official Pabio Yadasipa.
I've been conversing.
That's the honorable Sylvester Tete Oko Botiano English man from any member of parliament or former CEO National Youth Authority and Amoten Kano. This one says, now to those apostles who claim to love Ghana better than any other persons, those who cannot hide their all-knowing posturing and came out with some strange theories and assertions to the effect that a Kenyan entity is being given our data with respect to the same car registration, you goofed once again. First, they said the company in charge is the entity they love to hate, with venom, Kelny GVG. Later in the day, they retraced their steps to name another one from Kenya. Their friends in the NDC threw their weight behind the analysis and ran to town with a claim that our biodata and everything about it are being handed over to a mushroomed Kenyan IT entity, and that same would compromise our security. Well, the National Communications Authority has come out to trounce these wild assertions by these interest groups. For their information and education, the SIM registration data is not stored by any private entity. Telcos don't store the central data collected. The app developer doesn't store the data either. The centralized database is rather hosted by NITA and the National Data Center. NITA is a government agency duly designated in accordance with law to be the custodian of the central SIM register. Ma yene penya or that telecoms chamber no ano ora ken ashigbe eni enkomo ne nhwe interventions at telcos need edigu akwan mu for us to see an improvement in the various registration centers. Ora ken ashigbe akwa be Ekosiisen so ni.
Yenya obi atu say
nyame adomu official panso.
Afi mbatu ye.
Afi commentary ye.
Oba lamasa abokadika yagaba to me.
Wow.
Wow.
From the chamber perspective, no, what do you think we should do? And I said, Dave Krana, to bring some improvement or registration centers. The year who so far there and said,
yeah, I think you are spot on. SIM registration now. A very important national exercise. But the challenge has been up now, have had a few issues with it. But fortunately for app developer, Kelmy GVG, who is a partner, a technical partner for NCA, no?
Yeah.
We're developing various updates of app now. The last update about Enra Najuna said Omo Ecolite. She hoping this particular update, you know, ever improving the quality of operation of the app. Then making sure it does not take too long to be able to do the registration either offline or online. And I know you're one of the things I hear. Another thing is to see because of the specification of the devices app ni here and san etuma ejuma no. It's about 90% of the original touch points nka obetumi acquire SIM registration. Most of them now community feature phones, any very low spec phones. Omo ni ano se no. Omo nka registration who view. So you're virtually left with about 10% of the old touch points. And then, so if you add that also to the fact that now it takes a longer time to do it now, is the reason for the long queues now. Some of the things are one, apart from telcos, no, centers, no, they are using distributors, a few of the other retail centers, use NTA, regional offices. Now there are plans to see whether we can bring the post offices and other centers. Indeed, the telcos have to about Wednesday to be able to give the MTA a list of all these other centers, so that with the help of NTC, any information service departments, we will be able to these places are not for betting. Another thing to telcos starting institutional any community registration. The registrations other maybe a customers or maybe market day, sorry mosque, about multimedia. Minimum piece of say starting or piece of them. Judicial service, some of the security establishments, Ghana Highway Authority say try arrange all of those just to be able to bring the registration to the customers. Another thing so I share most of our workers in the line of SIM registration. Almost some of the devices maybe. Into the plan is to how to train some of them. To me at deployment using among some devices to also be able to get a lot more people registered. But for me as an engineer, one of the suggestions that I think the regulator should be thinking about is to be able to get a point where to me self-registration, biometric, provide an app that you and I, IT service can download ourselves. Now, so we can put our hands on the device and then link it directly with the NIA database of biometric register. And then you'll be able to do a validation one time. Into Obi say, my phone and my Ghana card. Namity initial phase no. If I attempt to do the second phase, I don't fail.
That's true.
But one person now now they way the episode that pass in the SNHS say your biometric data has also been captured. In and no individuals are able to do it for themselves. Now say I brewe be say on one kasa soon to mean sorry on one what will happen is that you number of people on the court the various centers. For me, it's one of the suggestions that I will push for the NCA, the telcos, and all of that. Any the technical partners to consider working together with the NIA in such a way that this app would also have a link directly with the NIA, so that once they capture immediately the biometric data is seen, it will link it up to your database sitting at the NIA into a validation in real time. Now, if you catch us, we are now So when we are then, it means that then biometrically you have been fully verified. And yes, and then limited the number of people that call the various centers, to also go and do it. So that's the next thing I think would be able to actually eradicate the major problem currently that we are facing.
Meaning himself for project of this magnitude, no, evaluation, constant feature in the Ekosiisen no now evaluating here change tactics and strategies near there, but there are some of the things ebia simulation be from the onset nneɛma no bi wɔ hɔ anka ebetumi rolling it out efiri mfitiaseɛ no to ease the pressure kakra, but when the yɛ say as a putupuruma deɛ bi na sorry na we did not really think through it properly. Am I right to say that?
Oh yeah, I would say you are right. You see, this project, it's involved a lot of stakeholder engagement, the whole thing of MME now, okay, on a constant basis. There are reviews that are done, and meetings between the NCA and then the telcos, the technical committees. Periodically, there would be a meeting where the Minister of Communication and Digitalization herself will sit in the meetings, and those feedbacks go in to try and improve the way that things would go. But you see, you have to agree, sir. The perspectives of the regulator would come to bear insofar as those things are concerned. Mm-hmm. We've shared various ideas about how to do it. We've looked at how it's been done in other markets and all of that. Well, this is where we are. What we need to do is to find a way of taking the learnings that have come out of this and find ways in which we can improve on it, so that this very critical national project, we can improve the user experience. Currently, what we are seeing in terms of the queues that are there, and also for the fact that this is happening in the time where the Omicron is really ravaging.
Yes.
We need to definitely take that into consideration. And a few of the things that we did not think that we should be able to do, especially self-service of the second phase, we need to start considering that and then find ways in which we can let this thing happen. For me, I think one of the most critical things that we need to do is to ensure that all of us as Ghanaians, SIM card, any Ghana card, the very first phase, so that when we even go to the centers now, we also don't go and add up to the long delays, because and then we also then can now start looking at it and say that with the virus that is currently there, physical contacts, if we were allowing it in the first place, we completely have to cut it. And the way to cut it is to be able to ensure that citizens themselves can do self-service. And so the engineers need to sit down and make sure that they can take care of all the privacy concerns, all the challenges that will be there, but ensure that the customer himself or herself would be able to put her finger on a particular device and then be able to sync that with the NIA directly, so that we shouldn't go and collect and store, this biometric data at meter before we then go and synchronize at another time. It should be done simultaneously and then be able to get that done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's true. Now, me pacho, sa app, why na a choosy app developer? Is it the telcos and I say regulator or even the ministry?
So we say common platform, or a partner of the NTA.
Okay.
So what the NTA had done was to bring a partner that they were working with already to then, provide this app. So that's what happened.
Telcos now had no hand in the development of the app.
No. It's something that the NTA got the common platform vendor to do. But in terms of the testing, user acceptance test, and all of that, the telcos were involved. So in terms of all the several updates that have been done, we have given them feedback in terms of what to do and how to improve it.
In the data we now telcos ne collect, it will be stored by NITA, right?
Yes. Into the data is being collected by the app. Currently is stored at NITA.
At NITA. Okay. I saw this and will be the message about na a Kenyan company being a developer app now omona edge data no near there. Do you have that information as well?
Well, I read that article.
Okay.
So I'm sure, and that if you look at his article now, he did a check on the developer of the app,
Yeah, the
person who
developer.
has registered the app on
Yeah.
the Play Store. So I'm pretty sure, sir, without having any documents, I'm sure if that's what is the case, it will be the common platform developer who would have worked with this person to be able to get this done. But as you know, we all know when the data is collected, it is linked to Nita. So it's Nita that is storing the data.
Me just what to say, Ebia can say blame, no, because SIM cards, no, a telcos ne dia, ain't he? Say, was say register SIM cards, and the telcos should take keen interest, control the process, and make sure say Nioma ebeye kama, yen who congestion biane, slowdowns biane ade. Would the telcos accept blame for the scenes we've witnessed across the country?
Oh, well, you see, the thing about it is that the SIM card, a policy directive, which the regulator is asking to be done. The telcos have been licensed by the regulator to be able to carry this. There's a third-party app that the telcos are currently using, and then it places the burden of a particular specification of devices that you need to use to be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the directives was to suspend all legacy systems that we're using to do registration. So you are able to do this based on the speed of the app that you have, and also the number of. So you cannot.
Hello, engineer. Hello, engineer. Oh, too bad. Engineer Ken Asigweni and no Edin Komo on the CEO of the Chamber of Telecommunications and Motesi and no Kasa. Obi the message about say Ghana for what amanone or say Obi. I trust you will find an answer to my question. How do we Ghanaians living outside Ghana, but with active SIM cards, get registered? And that's a question. Obabaka medibe busanafi muamutie amuwa manonea. Modaswo Ghanaian SIM cards. No more who acquire most of so na my registration. And that question will be put to him when we re-establish contact with him. Ekosiisen swing higher Sempa 94.7 FM. And I think I read a message from PK Sap. Okay, in the PK Sap message na meka ya no kase NCA the fact about say Nita mum na store data na private person na store PK Sap. Thank you. Engineer wa homa no etiko me pacho.
Okay.
Yeah.
But may driving could be because of that.
No problem. Mami Musa final question. Obi ese or brochure ba odaso active SIM card, Ghanaian SIM card. Or basically they are registered.
Okay, so you were a few of these complications and challenges that we are trying to resolve. This is a very genuine one of the cases. Ghanaian or outside our SIM card or you see only obetumi process no.
Yes.
Maybe our Ghana card is that. See, this is the reason why I think to me explore the possibility of being able to remotely do it yourself, of being able to register this.
Mm-hmm.
There are other situations of foreigners so use SIM card. If you consider what other alternatives to use. There were Ghanaians physically challenged. Taking their biometric data, it's also a problem. How do we resolve that? Yeah, what Ghanaians maybe say, to mean sorry, my penny, to mean sorry, and call the various centers and to me inquire registration. You see, you have some of these outliers, and it's not always the technical committee is made of the SPA and then the telcos, so they are not oblivious of that. They are looking at all of this and figuring out ways in which we can also bring these people in to be able to get their SIMs registered, and then making sure that the telecommunication service, as you say, human rights, utility, they will also not be denied, the use of it. And see, all of these things are things that we are still yedi abobo who are finding ways in which I able to ensure that all of them would also be able to get these registrations done.
Okay. Okay. Engineer, me na say dey fancy bibia ni a ye be say be din komo bio. Why?
Obi yes here that papa but you be it is important say you be catch your man for say before obeko center no ye nia yen daily *400#.
Okay.
Now Ghana card any with same number no now the aye major no. Now unique number now ubenya no now the cost center.
Okay.
Ye nia so ye see for tembia wote no. Yeah, the various other centers. Unko baby because the banana for say SIM registration is done here. You bet me call and yes, they call the same telco centers among for those.
Okay.
Now any interested you bet me I make sure say this particular national exercise no. You bet me
very well. My nase you be say din komo bio. Yeah, that's it. Great. Engineer Ken Ashigbe and Amote Nkano. Ono eye CEO Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications and Amote CNNO AD and Komo. Ma yen famo messages kakra na fe yen twaso we'll get on the phone lines. Medical catcher mo say there is a story trending on social media. Efa Ghana Airport Company ho ene Christmas trees being in seminal akwakoye bebre yebedi ho nkomo sisia we say obi on the same re-registration. I think there should be more education on other means to which you would have your SIM re-registered at other centers like MTN retailer shops, some selected mobile money agent in our areas, and all MTN distributors they office across the country. For me, I did mine at mobile agent outlet ewa Brepo Junction in Kumasi. Oh really? Kwame China. Oh Kumasi Kokoso new site. And odi way aba. Enti yen sign kwa homane so bio unim say any social media a lot of action ekoso on social media about 2 or 3 days ago, and a member of the NDC's digital media team Nidin Ede Yayira Koku a post be on social media. Nana efa Ghana Airport Company and some procurement be a omaye of Christmas trees. Now I think the initial post was to or say Ghana Airport Company bought 4 of these for 84,000 cedis. Meanwhile, workers were paid their December salaries yesterday. And I say Paul Adomotre is the board chairman, and the invoice was in his name. And I'm so my board chairman of Ghana Airport Company, Paul Adomotre, Ebabe reacted on his Facebook page. We'll go into the reaction about first. Mamene Yayira Koku any enkomo. Oh, too bad. Yayira Homano article, work the lines, get him back. Na yeneno atwaso edi enkomo. Intimuntion and so emfa emayin. Let me get back to my messages. Now, we say, good afternoon, OB. The NPP led by His Excellency Nanado has really performed in the first year and the years to come. Greetings to Siam Bright of Bon Katamanso, incoming constituency youth organizer. Okay, thank you. We Hussein is Salifu. Also, well spoken by the Telecom Chambers director. I agree with him that there should be free accessible app that anybody can use to register his or her SIM. Hussein is Salifu, Kasua Zongo. Yayira Koku. Yayira Kwa Banet saying.
Boko, mini ana boko. Sorry.
Yamia Dom, Yamia Bafishia Panso.
I think committee.
Okay. Ain't following your post on Ghana Airport Company procurement of Christmas trees, Bini Adio Moya here, no. Board chairman Eddie ne response aba. Wa addressing issues anamu woni nyina meboa.
Amesia we phone nyina. Ene o mama show Facebook nyina. Firstly, on say we made a post. It was me and my friend Jifa Gufnu. We initially decided to just do some vary the figures so that you say if we do that, she will come back and we say and you know correct. And so I was happy when I woke up this morning and I saw say why reacting.
Ekosiisen on Asempa
They say,
FM.
or accept it, say 84,000 Ghana cedis. But you and I check on the receipt. We say it's not 84,000. The actual cost is 90,500 cedis. That was the purchase for Christmas chandelier and other transportation, assembly, and this almost a packaging in your back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next thing that Orifisi he didn't talk about in itself, he said the Christmas tree actual cost was 34,000. Now, if you check the other invoice too, the total cost for that invoice is 38,775 cedis. Now he comes out and says he bought 4 of these 20 million. So what your calculation? 38,775 times 4. You know the actual figure that they used to pay. Now Okasaka said they paid the workers their December bonuses and salaries.
Mm-hmm.
That is false. They were paid just 2 days ago, and their bonuses have not even been paid. But you know, this is a development issue. As we go on, we will see. So if you look at the 2 receipts, you will see that one of them was addressed to him, or let's say they say most of them are saying it was attention. Say attention, Mr. Paul Adumochi. Why there was that? The company name. Who owns the company?
No, I think bill to Ghana Airport Company Accra, and under that, Mr. Paul Adomotre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why did they add Mr. Paul? As a watchman, you don't see to the day-to-day activities of the company. So why was his name attention?
But
that is another development issue we will discuss from next week going.
But on that, no, why? What do you expect? The fact say, expect. What do you suspect? The fact that Ghana Airport Company, now Paul Adomotri didn't was here. No, what's your suspicion?
The suspicion is that the company that he awarded or they awarded the contract to is known by Mr. Paul Adomotri.
And what's wrong with that? If he knows the company,
if he knows the company,
mm-hmm.
and did not go through procurement. Laws as stated.
You know,
can we just select 2 companies to just bring in invoices? And you know the funny thing is that they decided to divide it into 2, so that it does not reach the over 100,000 limit.
Yeah, but I want to say apart from sole sourcing, and competitive tendering, there is also restrictive tendering, and it depends on the circumstances. You can restrict the tendering and maybe select 2 or 3 and ask them to bring invoices. That is also allowed under the law.
Yes, I know. Yes. I know that is allowed.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to say is that
okay.
How urgent was this? How urgent was this? That the students have sought from other people and let others also compete for it.
Okay, you raise the issue of urgency, which is a critical requirement in sole sourcing and restrictive tendering. But the other point is, in putting out this story, what was the concern from your angle? Was it about the cost of the items, and also the fact that Paul's name was on the invoice? What really is your issue?
Minya, Ubeto Christmas tree 34,000. So if Ghana Airport Company belongs to you, Ube you to our 34,000 to buy Christmas tree. Somebody what I say home. So Ube you for 34,000. And so are you saying that from that means next year or this year, December, they will purchase another one every year. And he made a statement said since 2016 he was trying to be political.
Yeah, also when the cheapest.
This is the cheapest. So it means that what chairman now others also. But unfortunately he didn't provide any evidence. He just made a statement. And you know, he was trying to say that we should understand corporate governance. And you know, and he went and used Good Evening Ghana page Can you believe it? How is this possible? Good evening. Good evening. I know it showed on Metro TV. So you go and use another corporate entity Facebook page to reply you. An idea. Good evening, Ghana Wato.
But he also posted on Onuani Facebook. Which one came first? He posted on his personal Facebook page as well.
From what I checked, I think he said he posted them at the same time.
At the same time. Okay.
Yes.
The other bit, and it said, Yara, and you asked a rhetorical question, sir, would I use 34,000 Ghana cedis to purchase a Christmas tree?
Yes.
What you think 34,000 no huge? No huge based on them, and now say you think say they did not need Christmas tree at all. Terminal 3 and all the other terminals and
the issue that I'm saying is that nobody is saying they should not use Christmas trees. We know we decorate our house.
Yes.
On Christmas Day. But the issue is that at that time that you were going to use that money to buy Christmas trees, and the information I have is that the money were paid upfront.
Okay.
Now, as at that time, workers were not paid. So at least, if you are going to use you are going to decorate the Ghana airport, at least minimize the cost. We have some that cost 1,000, 1,500, and all those things. You can use it. So why don't you? And you go and use. And if you do the calculation, the total, it's about 130,000 Ghana cedis. And again, I ask you, Obi, are you going to, if you are the one, and your company is Ghana Airport, are you going to use 130,000 cedis to do an occasion that will last only for 5 days? That will only last for only 5 days. You wouldn't. Let me be frank about that.
Yeah, not just that. The cost on the two invoices, Nibumwa, it comes to that figure. But you recall, say in his statement, he makes the point, say, for the first one, which was the 84,000, later, who say other cost be kanwa, a man about 90,500, or say on that one, 50,000 out of the figure was sponsorship. And yet, nina physical cash You got that bit as well.
I mean, it's back tree. You say, oh, the one no year be
oh, the one no done right.
Thank you. On provide the evidence.
Evidence of the 50,000, which is sponsorship, no?
Yes.
But you also have evidence that they actually paid the entire 90,000.
They actually paid the entire money. The prices submitted 90,500. And that's what I'm saying. Said there are more issues that will come up within the week, and you will get to know them.
Wow. And see, after putting this out on air, because you have a lot more evidence near Deno, then what? Yayira?
We all want to save Ghana, Mother Ghana. Now we want to introduce e-levy. Now e-levy that they are going to charge us. The whole thing that they want to say is that they want us to sacrifice so that we can use that money to create employment, construct roads, and do other things. So in everything that we do, we must save the taxpayers' money. That is why you and I are there to watch the government so that they don't go wayward. That is my aim.
And with that, maybe you think of moving to, say, the special prosecutor if you smell any form of misappropriation?
Oh, I wouldn't go that. But if the need be that somebody wants to take that up, that's fine. But I wouldn't pursue that.
Okay. In your job would end at the expose why so far, all right?
Exactly. But before some economy, I wanted to talk more about the SIM card registration.
What do you have to say about that?
Now, I'm happy to say when only chairman of Telecos in Ekosiisen, he made a statement say, I'll say the app was developed by Kenny GVG.
Mm-hmm. Technical partner, yes.
Technical partner.
Yeah.
So that settles it. Now, you see, we are sure say this one is going to be an engagement between you and I. I'm sure say you've done your Ghana card registration.
Yeah, I've done my Ghana card, yes.
Now, during your registration, on the form, if you share, there are 4 fields there that you are supposed to provide your phone numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So, if, for example, the registration officer will ask you your phone numbers. So, I'm sure, say, if you are provided.
Yeah.
Now, who provide your phone number? The moment you provided your phone number and it's keyed into the system, it's tied to your Ghana PIN number. This means that when you go to NIA and you enter your phone number, your details will come.
Yes.
The idea behind all this was that before that, once on the form they ask you to give your SNIT number, voter's ID, NHIS number, and everything, and other things. All these things were meant for synchronization with government agencies. So what it means is that the idea was for at least when NIA finishes with the registration, they can share the data with the Telecos so that you and I don't go and join queue again to register our SIM. Because already NIA is having our phone numbers and our biometric data. And as I speak to you now, NIA has registered, as I checked about 2 days ago, they've registered about 20,000 phone numbers in their system.
20 million or 20,000?
Million, sorry.
20 million phone numbers, okay.
Phone numbers. Now, I registered NIA with my phone number, so my phone number is tied to my Ghana PIN number.
Yes.
Now you come out and say, the phone number that I've registered in NIA database and is tied to the Ghana PIN number, I should use the Ghana PIN number again to register for my SIM card. How is this possible? Now, and when you do the registration on your phone, it generates a code and asks you to go to the Telecos. Now, when you go to the Telecos, they take the number, take your picture, and take a picture of your palm. Yes, I understand that we can extract the fingerprints from your palm, but that will not be accurate than taking a live fingerprint. And the data is stored at NITA. NIA then synchronized to do verification. You see, there's technical things there's difference between identification, verification, and authentication. Now, Obi, if I see you now, that you say you are Philip Obi, the moment you say you are Philip, and I look on your card, I have identified you. Now, when I enter your phone number, your Ghana PIN, and search it, and it brings your data, and I look into the picture and look at your face, and I say the same, I have verified you. Now, the next thing is the authentication. The authentication is to ask whether Philip, also here Philip, me screen is that you? The only way you can confirm is to place your finger on a device that will do one-to-one matching to authenticate that it's you. Now, what they are doing with the Telecos is not authentication. They are doing just verification. So if they will even catch any victim, it will be after the process has been completed. That is why, to me, the best solution for us in this registration was for NIA to just share their data with Telecos or NCA. Any answer there. Now, somebody will ask, what about those who registered and they did not use their phone number, or they used their mother's number, or they did not provide the numbers at all? It's simple. NIA system allows you to do an update. And when the update that you do, it has nothing to do with the physical, what you see on the card. You don't generate new card for you. You just update it and you go. So we could have saved about over 20 million people not going back to NI. Now, I have MTN. I have Airtel, I have Vodafone. What it means is that when I do MTN registration, I have to go to Vodafone. I have to go to Airtel and do all this registration. Meanwhile, these three numbers are in NI database, which is linked to my PIN number. I wouldn't have gone through this stress again. And so if they can sit down, and I was happy when you asked, did they do any testing before they started? They didn't do anything. They just jumped into it and started it. So please, at least NI is having the database. In any country, you should have one civil office or EBIT. That is where everybody will go in and get the data. Now, lucky NHIS is your Ghana pin. SNIT is your Ghana pin. So what stops us from having the same thing when it comes to the telcos? And now we be in Tina ASR.
Yeah, by Monday they promise improvement, but until we see, BBN best in Comobio. Why? Medasi Yara Koku, a member of the digital media team of the NDC, and Amotesi and AD and Como, Oajentra, Unso Betimi, Eddie Abrewea, making efforts, somebody from the Ghana Airport Company, and you so Eddie and Como. But in the absence of that, the board chairman of the Ghana Airport Company reacted to the allegations on social media on his personal page this morning. And the way Paul Adomotri page 7 hours ago, I see, dear folks, my attention has been drawn to a social media post herein attached, grossly misrepresenting fact about Christmas inspirations that were mounted at the Kotoka International Airport. Here are the facts. Fact, the Ghana Airport Company Limited has for many years mounted Christmas inspirations around the terminal area to create a festive atmosphere for passengers and their families coming into the country. Fact, the total expenditure of 2021 is the lowest since 2016. Fact, 2 separate suppliers were invited to submit bids. The bids were discussed and discounts obtained. We are grateful to Jandel Limited and Favors and Art. Fact, the beautiful Christmas tree standing at Terminal 3 and 3 others altogether cost 34,000 Ghana cedis, which was graciously provided by Jandel Limited at a heavy discount. We thank Jandel Limited. Fact, the other inspirations were provided by Favors and Art for a total cost of 84,000 Ghana cedis, out of which 50,000 was obtained via sponsorship. Fact, all salaries and or bonuses due staff for December have been paid. It is ridiculous for anyone to say that the invoices from these 2 reputable companies were issued in the name of the board chairman. That just means the author of such spurious allegations has insufficient acquaintance with corporate workings. We would like to urge the general public to disregard these unfounded allegations. The Ghana Airport Company Limited has a fully operational corporate affairs department that is able to attend to all public inquiries. We would like to assure the general public that we are fiercely committed to support the Honorable Minister of Transport to achieve President Akufo-Addo's vision for the airport. The vision contained in clear directions is to make all Ghana airport an important symbol for our national development agenda, unquote. That is our focus, for which we require prayers and support. Amen. And or attached to this post, a shot of the post of Yayira Koko. That's exactly the post I read earlier. And Mr. Paul Adomotri, board chairman of the Ghana Airport Company, post in reaction to the allegations Namakai the Amamono. Ma yem free and also na men kai mo se Dr. Dapalon atena se bansa na mema na kwa aba no ma me ne Guta president enin komo Dr. Joseph Obin meet na mo ne finance ministry ekokoye Ekosiisen doc akwa aba Ekosiisen so ni
yo me Joseph
apomu ye de
yes adom papa ohun ye de na se me so no
ye danyame ase na before say ye bedi and come the last time. I think Mokachre and say stakeholder engagement eguso na ministry na to nsa framework and all of that. Sa meeting na kwaso.
Amepacho eye enredue ya no ekoso ema stakeholders ni na ye na ye ko ho eye pharmaceutical Importers Association, Importers and Exporters Association, Guta, GIF, Automobile Dealers Association, and ATA, and Fab Kubak. Women in a koi, Emma AG and so na aban so afro mo. Ye koi no, near Semuti Apet, as some tia de coma ban say, ban yourself. When you will blame one, so benchmarking, the problem be and a debate. Now, some problem no down ho. Now, Yeno. Now, one so was on Boho Basse. When we said Sanchez and Epano, Ebenesus, a sober bonnie, Cacabe, a dready, into Whoopie Bibia, Obeye, Nadia Soyam. Sanya may no my. Ano banso abade share say ansa no bitu ano ma ye benchmark value no decision bia no this o ma ye thorough stakeholder engagement am sa sane many na ma no ke so enka montrin sign na ye monye sa stakeholder you know ni bia mfa bibia nto yi na si wie ni na tie ho ase ye mfumadwe kakra abanso mfumadwe kakra na AGI and so Fimadron Kakanaka, yet is a major policy at this time of COVID pandemic, yet the Abana and Koye or how and as we need in Biano. My Tiakata Bank and Brazil through the finance minister, Emma, and also Emma ADF also Ekosiisen. No, when yet you have to name. You work for you say Obeba no de response about the two yenim enti eno na ye train musisia.
It is here the implementation of the reversal no abaya twentwen so kakra.
No kra eno yedi yekodi nkomo ni wie ye no. In fact yes out to so kwa customs and commissioner enso kodidi nkomo nti na ye na ye wa atweyem kosa de na enkomodie ni sikwa ye ni de na yenim se nti ase aye adwuma pa ye aban edi suspension no be nti ye twen so the suspension no be na ye na yakodi nkuta ho kro ya ye na ye ken. We are not demanding much, we are not fighting with government. The ye can say once you are senior stakeholder engagement na ye ni na yenya consensus abeboa yenia and no de na we all owe the project together. I will be me patronessa and sa pepe ne kan yenti wa twen na once we with the policy policy implementers enti memo bi aba wo madi fair for 2 weeks no what they can memo no so kan memo na once be bia ni one ma trese bia yes suspending have stakeholder engagement me patrol so to go asekaya I say one more share na transitional issues to be one more asolve enti na de tra ne say internal memo bia wo Ghana Revenue Authority one more implementation body no enti ya de aban and ye train response free no say sama ye de betu wenim ahobrasye mu no ko yenim sa ban wo ya city ye ka sama utie na de yedi man nso nye too much this obi a obeye so wo twe asem tan nko yesi bia wo mutie afa bi asem nko na wo mo de wo ye neni o hawo abeto
meaning say metuwaso ya doc at the meeting enrano aban officially make position be clear otie stakeholders na eno ka se monko na mo bete wonka
sa pepe enti ye ka yasem efiko mu bia ka ne de enti sa atwenye mu ne wo sa ban ede ne official statement no ebeba ba ye nya ade bia ekosu bia no etrese entiase bi aba ma yenso no ye dia honvasim se ye ka se wonka outcome no ente ye ho ne ho na wose wono so ne impenifo bit discuss it. And you know, my boss has said it. See, in your cranny, moon to cranny. No, I can set in minister. Me patrol here.
Yes.
Tia wa train, wa ye train, wa ye, free. Buying woman, policy makers. Some letter now, a free policy implemented. So, yeah, the funny say, internal movie. Woman send you back.
Very well. Into your mama, I sit down, and our man cafe.
Well, my definite time.
Okay.
But sir, one also name, yeah, trend say, see, I say, or woman, it turns one. Said the uncle for be, who say, one more course or more, but so you, the man could be petria the mortgages, a canaba, and himself, finance minister, named day. In him say, o manite bibia e de ense bibia beba because the ambassador had the way no e be ye bibi e be kwa kofa e be provoke e bia e jedifo ada se be ma e jedifo no wa anya kwa titi bi mu ne bia wo mo etu etie bia na BBC ya because ye leadership no dey in fact dialogue na ya na de bia ye seeki but se kudu empempen so bia na se and beneficiaries and to say the phone importers and any consumers, Sadina Casaba, because I don't know, I'm starting here, one day, and I'm out food in your value. Obi Sana will yet be a feeling of agitation. One who no, I did say, I knew we are at the assembly. It is a Korea BBC now watching. Now we you can imagine. Now, South frustration, and young person. The basa the management be yedin ama yen literacy the sabanya say more money could do pay bisa now o defer 2 weeks na what ye the obeye na no stakeholders engagement and who the yin na ye be ye ne manfo anko ne na ye satisfied say at least aban aye bibi wo ho enti yin na ye nso ye mo aban eno nkeka ne kopa say yet the wood you cry a punishment. You see, all that it means and it's a duty I double. On the one moment in your movie in now, but could be 40,000. They say a call 76,000. The battle say, because a hollow cry your catcher by say, port ocean, system, no, I hear, and also another industry. In the same industry, you can see expanding and I see, you're shame, California, man, because we know ba old system you crana your first and your memory affordable no kofo be wobekwa kuchina microfinance no na akonya iskana wodi kutua duty no ya na bia the time no aso the time no so one day cry your man na wo ma abon ocean adia gebia wo kutua 30,000 ya to no be 5,000 na ene go until see we no patia na say you wa twa mu say your members no be woman ebe bonus na menyi ni sesa na aban enso ehwehwe no menyi ni kra enti megidi yi se we se nya asopa eni edi nkuta ho bebre no medi aban di pa se obeti asopem na watwe asan na yes aspect with the engagement team ya pra yes aka che minister say ye kokra na ye na ne ye wo information bi a ye detimi di amana detimi ma aban say revenue purposes crowd that you do about between the targets mu crowd be integrity be a woman and so intake serious say yes you wo man ho do
yo doc me na say inti ye nyina yegu atwen mu bibia ne ye besnya bedi nkomo bio why
yo mirror mention that
yeah that's a panya mishrao he is the Guta president and motesi ene no AD enkomo ewe Ekosiisen dwumedie eso Joseph Oben ye beda na se papa ma yemra studio said me kan no beginning the year right series Tuesday ne sha se ene ne de be wiye one final area of our lives we want to review this year health Dr. Clement Dapalon